Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome back to the landscape series. We got two little residential jobs we got to take care of, and then it is on to the main event. Let's get into it. If you guys missed our last episode, we tragically got hit by a tornado on our previous shop and ended up moving our way all the way over to Silverrun. I saw you guys have some questions on how on earth did I build the shop on the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Let me tell you this, it involves modding. I figured out how to go into the maps files and change the areas that are non-buyable to make them buyable, and I made that area buyable. Along with the map option hider mod, it kind of speaks for itself. This property is the bigger of the two job sites, but that farm all is just way too big for jobs like this. I am going to go look over at Brian's Outdoor and Garden, as they have a great selection of lawnmowers, whether it be zero turn or garden tractor. But we have to admit that the Profi Hopper is goated, and it really just brings me back to FS13. I want you guys to head down below and let me know what's something that you have missed from previous farm sims that's not in the present game base game. This mower example was a base game option in FS13, but 22, we had like placeable plants that we could just use the landscape tool and paint. Why we did not retain at least the flowers that were in 22 is beyond me. Just like in Shrek 2, I'm holding out for a hero that might make one of those mods, so that way I can really up my game on decoration. But I guarantee you guys have quite a few things that I know you'd be missing, and Jake, well, all we have to know is that he misses his farming tablet, but 17 was like 8 years ago now, which that is sad. Wow, FS17 is 8 years old. If you're a fan of landscaping creativity and would love to follow more on this series, be sure to head down below, consider dropping a like and maybe subscribing. Hitting the bell will let you know when we post more. Even though this place is the bigger of the two, it doesn't seem like it's taken that long to clear it. I also have one big surprise back at the shop I know you guys are gonna like. I got chewed out for it on the last episode, but fear not, you will not be left behind. Just realized that I left my weed eater back at the shop. That would have been nice to help clean up around some of these trees. Okay. Our next job site is just down the street, and Brian's is right across that intersection. Who puts a tree right next to the roadside? That's dangerous. Some might say it's a hazard. No? Okay. We didn't quite fill up the mower's hopper, but it got pretty close. Look at all those options. We might have a tough choice ahead of us. UPS man! These I know just came out, but I kind of want to see my options. We used to have one of these craftsmen. Got a couple different garden items. That's just the offices in the shop. That's, wow, $9,000? Jeez, I mean, you are getting a pretty fancy setup. You got the no flats, the canopy, and a bagger. We already have one of these, don't need that. Didn't realize you could get it as a blackout version. That's cool. And, all right, well, that one doesn't have the canopy, but it does have the bagger. What is that going to cost? $75. What about these? $6,000. And these are only like $2,400. They're cheap. That's something that I would only get if it was a 300 series or plus. That goes for almost all those mowers. They are only built to last like 2 seasons, and that's it. We want something that's at least going to last us a couple seasons and be able to take the beating. I don't mind these ones, but they don't have the bagger system, which I'd like to have the ability to collect the clippings if I need to, but I'm not sure I want to spend $9,000 to get that one when I could just spend $1,500 less and get this. Let's see how well this thing handles. I like the feeling. Pretty good turn radius considering it's giants. Now road speed. Holy cow, we're Bobby Boucher. We're Ricky Bobby. Definitely Ricky Bobby. Easy deck controls, very little things left of maintenance. I think we got ourselves a deal. $7,500? Heck yeah. You might be thinking to yourself, Buck, what are you doing? Didn't you say you were going to overhaul an entire city park? Yes. Let me show you guys the job site and what we're going to be working with just outside of town to the north side of the map. There is this lovely little city park that is in dire need of some optimization. The city got a grant that allowed them to put in some new playground equipment along with other basic amenities. We're going to need to haul in the skid steer, probably keep the Husqvarna around, and get in touch with Brian's across the road if I do not have any sort of decorations that I might want, and we're gonna make this park look awesome. Let's head back to the shop, get loaded up on what we're gonna need, and we will be busy cutting trees, mowing grass, and placing playsets. As for the grass in the trailer, we're gonna take that up to the city dump. They just burned off the last major pile, so it means we're gonna get first dibs unless someone's already beat me out there. I gotta say, my favorite part about this shop is even though I don't have a lot of room in front of the doors, I can make pretty tight turns in these medians, and the inside of the white line is parking. So I can unload everything from the road and then back in my stuff accordingly. It's so convenient. Just behind this door is a surprise I know you guys are really all gonna like, or at least a good portion of you. I didn't want Mopar to feel left out. It's a first gen with a flatbed. Now you can't get mad at me that I don't support all the brands. Maybe I'll get a Toyota, I don't know. Just depends on how the market works. We'd have 4 trucks for a very small company. We're gonna put that Dodge on the dump trailer so we can put the Ford on the wood chipper. We're gonna be going back and forth hauling a lot of different things, and I believe that's gonna be our most efficient route. We got some reshuffling to do. That's a proper 12 valve. With the grass dropped off at the dump, I want you guys to hear this 12 valve sing. The sound design on this truck is peak perfection. This thing is from Deer Valley Farms, and I highly recommend you guys go and check them out. Such a beautiful truck. I need the skid steer, I need the stump grinder, and I'm gonna need my chainsaw, which already should be in the bed of the pickup. Don't think we're gonna need any log forks because I plan to keep the logs at a shorter length that I can pick up and feed into the wood chipper myself. The skid steer is really heavy, so I'll be interested to see how well the Dodge handles it. Like a champ! Good job, Dodge. I feel bad that Chevy's not gonna get used as much now because we got both the Ford and the Dodge. Maybe it's more of a part running and residential job truck now. I got all the tools I need. Let's head to the job site. Once we get the trees cleared out, we're gonna tune into 3800 the Buck, which I actually have a quick little message for you guys, if you don't mind.
Going from March 5th to March 15th, we have 10 days with a link in the description to get you guys a special piece of memorabilia. It is a 3800 the Buck radio plushie. This is not your average stuffed toy. Sadly, it does not play music. However, this bad boy will have a QR code on the back side of it that will lead you directly to the playlist on Spotify. Whether you're a longtime channel veteran or you just found the video today, if we can get 200 of you guys that are willing to pledge $2 over the next 10 days, we can get this thing made, and it's gonna be awesome. Head on down the description down below, get yourself in line to get one of these radios, and let's tune up that dial and get ourselves right back to the video.
Appreciate you guys' patience, but we're going to start out by cutting all the trees down, and once that is done, we will use the radio, go up in the drone, and redo the whole park. That means my workload has definitely been cut out for me. I just have all the dad puns, don't I? We really might need to get that farm all out here. This grass is rough. As for contestant number 1, you're going to be our trial run to make sure I don't flatten my trucks, because that's going to be an expensive repair bill. Why does it look like I have a Husqvarna? That should be a steel. The base of that trunk is way too big to be fitting in that wood chipper. What happens if I give you a shove? There you go. I'd say clear off the branches, but it just cleared up the tree. Hey, maybe this tree removal thing might not be that hard. Oh, that's falling on the table. You okay? You all right, bud? Didn't really do my calculations very well on that. Here's a perfect candidate. What are you stuck on? Oh, there you go. Clear off the pesky branches, and away to the chipper we go. Now, please do not be the pain that you were in 22, I beg of you. And also, please dump into the trailer. Is it logically feeding itself? There it goes. Yo, we got it to work! Yes! I was so skeptical that wasn't gonna work because the pipe didn't, like, auto-toggle to the chipper. I know this tree is way too big for me to carry, but I'm a little lazy. I want to speed this process up. Okay, maybe a little bit more manageable pieces. There we go. It's satisfying to see that machine actually work. I had so many problems with that little Vermeer in 22, it's not even funny. Gotta help it out. Come on, buddy. You can do it. If you need me, I'll be over here cutting trees. And preferably not on my truck. Eh. No, 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 no! I'm gonna need a new pickup! That was about as square on top of the roof as you're gonna get it. Guys, we already broke the Ford. Just take some pictures for the insurance company. I plead the fifth. And we're just gonna forget that ever happened. Entirely too long of a process later, we got all of the trees that we want taken out. Just clearing out all of the unwanted stumps because they're not easily identifiable. I've gotten most of them, but I'm still having trouble finding all of them. I know there's another one sitting in this area, but I can't remember where. I know we cut it pretty low to the ground. Should be the final one. Beautiful. It is off to fixing up this very slightly ugly part.
Have you ever had a thing for a woman? A thing to make you lose your mind? Every time you start to think about her, send shivers up and down your spine. My daddy was a bit of a rounder, said women gonna make you go blind. I told my old man I'm right over here and I like the way I see just fine. I'm a son of a rambling man, son of the running kind. I'm a son of a rambling man, I come from a long, long line. And I ain't one for settling down. If I thought somebody might miss me, hell, maybe I'd hang around. But I got to keep on moving, cause every town's just a little too small. Ain't a thing in the world I don't love about a woman. I'm gonna try to love them all. Cause I'm a son of a rambling man, son of the running kind. I'm a son of a rambling man, I come from a long, long line.
I think that's really about all we can do with the supplies that we were given. A little bit of an overview. You have the 3 different picnic tables, which do come with a complimentary charcoal grill. I'm gonna keep these little nooks and probably plant some smaller trees that, like a dogwood or something, that doesn't grow very big. It's almost more like a bush, because I like that as more of a scenic area. Same for this side, and that's why we also have the flagpole, the windmill, and the bird bath just kind of offsets it. Playset has been completely redesigned to have a bigger sandbox with a tractor made out of a trash can, a wagon wheel, and that's innovative right there. Park benches, which I wish I'd have put the better ones that I found, but I just went with it. A newer, brighter, bigger playset. This cool looking tractor hay rack slide. A swing set made out of some old Goodyears. Another picnic area, sunflower silo, the pirate ship. I got a jar of it, I got a jar of it, and guess what's inside it? A flower. Also went in with a beach volleyball court, or you could use it as badminton, whatever your choice. And this, I was curious, did I place this in the right spot? Oh, heck yeah, I did. That is almost about as perfect as you're going to be able to get it. The only thing we really have left is to clean up this atrocity of a yard, so let's pop on the Husqvarna and test out this new mower. If it gets to be too big of a hassle, we will head our way back to the shop and grab the trusty old farmall, but I kind of think the Husqvarna is going to be able to handle it. Oh yeah. These kinds of mowers in Farm Sim, in my opinion, they only play best when you're using them as a first person. It's just my humble opinion. What? You're going to tell me that the steering sticks actually turn the correct way now? That is cool. Once I find my groove, watch out. I'm gonna take this place by storm. Ooh, perfect time to put up the roll bar. I was gonna say Bambi in the tree line, but that's just a straight up deer thing? that a collectible? It is! 50 grand! Now that's what I call an investment. I'm selling it at my local pawn shop. I'm gonna see how much I can get for it. If I go to Rick Harrison, he's probably gonna tell me it's not rare at all and then sell it for 55. So in case anyone's wondering, there's a $50,000 freebie sitting in the tree line over here. This mulcher is fantastic, but the smoke screen coming straight up on the driver makes it so hard to see. I don't want that thing to take over the job of my farm all, but when you can mow at 12 mile an hour that wide, it's a pretty good deal. We will have to take the wood chips up to the dump. Let's do that so we can start packing everything up. I know the tree fell on the Ford, but I really don't want to have to get rid of it. So we're just going to say we banged out the dents and we'll send it off to our body shop. Rico will take care of us. Within reason, I want you guys to head down in the comment section and let me know what kind of projects would you like to see on the landscape series. I know certain projects that did interest you guys are things like mowing baseball diamonds, football fields, big time overhauls like the city park. Remember to keep it logical enough that I might be able to pull it off, but give me some suggestions. It helps me with video ideas. The city dump is just up the hill where the starting farm actually sits, but because I don't have a house, I'm just gonna call it the dump. It's a very beautiful dump. There's our grass pile that we started. The wood chip pile we're gonna set on the opposite side, and if we do end up ever cutting big trees and we're not gonna chop them, we'll probably haul them in big chunk by big chunk and set them in the middle. That'll be where the burn pile goes. Wonderful. I'm very curious to see how big these piles will get by the end of this series. Hope somebody grabbed a picture so we can compare what it looks like from now and like 10 episodes down the road. I thought this job site would have allowed us to build a parking lot for the new park, but sadly that was not in the description. You could tell this place has not been mowed in a while because it is just encased in all these random bushes, shrubs, thistles, pine needles, you name it, I'm probably hitting it. Maybe it would be a better idea to run the farm all over this, because that thing at least is already beat up. I'm just tearing the crud out of my mower hitting any of this. I think I'm dialing it in now. I am scooting around this place. Almost should have time-lapsed this. This is a lot more fun. And this mower is surprisingly very fuel efficient. I've been mowing for, well, it says like 20 minutes, but still, the fuel gauge hasn't dropped that far. The thing I like the most about the mulcher is that it does not, no matter what kind of grass it is, it just defaults it to a very, very short-cut blade. I thought I was going to have to go into landscape and completely paint all of this over with a really short grass or something that you would need to, you get what I mean. But no, it's leaving a very, very clean cut. And that's exactly what I like because that's the product I want to present. That completes the back half. Let's try and work our way behind the picnic area cleaned up. And then we'll just finish out with over by the sand volleyball pits. This place is really cleaning up nicely. I know we can't have stripes in Farm Sim, but I'm gonna do my dangdest to make it look like I tried to make an effort. I feel this park needs a part 2 episode. The gazebo that I have sitting outside the front of my landscape shop, I think would look phenomenal in that little like mulch area. I'm not going to do it right now because once again, the budget called for cleaning it up and modernizing the park spot, not this area. But come on. You can't tell me that wouldn't look relatively awesome in that. But come on, you can't tell me that wouldn't look pretty in there. It was a little bigger than I thought it'd be, but still, it's such a cool looking spot. That's besides the point. I still got grass I gotta finish mowing. But about half an hour on the machine, look at how nice that cleaned up. And I actually did pretty straight lines. I'm happy with that. Only thing I might do or convince the town is if they can have this road be graveled all the way up until they get past the roadside that comes into the back half of the park. This opening seems like it'd be great for some sort of a walkway, and I might just do that at some point. This park really needs a part 2. I really think it does. It's got a lot of potential. A parking lot can go over in this spot, a walking trail. The options are endless. But I think that's going to be all we have time for today on the Landscape series, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Bucked Up Landscaping. As our playlist grows on the Silverrun map, be sure to check that up in the top right-hand corner. Always remember to keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh, and most importantly, keep it fun. This will be the Rental Man out. Peace.